One ordinary morning begins quietly across cities and towns around the world. People wake up, turn on lights, check their phones, start coffee machines, and prepare for another normal day. Electricity powers almost everything in modern life, but most people rarely think about it because it is always there. But on this day, something unexpected happens. Lights flicker once, then disappear. Phones stop charging. Screens go dark. At first, it seems like a small outage, the kind that usually returns within a few minutes. People check their breakers, restart devices, and wait patiently. But the minutes stretch longer than usual. Across entire neighborhoods, the power remains off. Soon the news spreads that the blackout is not limited to a few streets or even one city. Entire regions have lost electricity at the same time. Without power, communication systems begin to struggle. Internet connections fail, traffic signals stop working, and elevators freeze in place. People step outside their homes to see if others are experiencing the same problem. Confusion spreads quickly because modern life is built on the expectation that electricity will always be available. Businesses attempt to continue operating, but computers and digital systems refuse to start. Grocery stores struggle to keep food refrigerated. Gas stations cannot pump fuel. Even small tasks suddenly become difficult. As the morning continues, traffic becomes chaotic. Without working traffic lights, busy intersections turn into confusing standstills as drivers attempt to navigate the roads carefully. Emergency services work harder than usual, responding to situations created by the sudden loss of power. Hospitals activate backup generators, but even those systems are designed for emergencies, not for long periods without electricity. By midday, the impact becomes more visible. Many offices close early because employees cannot access the systems they rely on. Banks stop processing transactions. People who normally use digital payments discover they cannot buy basic necessities without cash. Lines begin forming outside stores that still manage to operate manually. At the same time, something unexpected begins happening in neighborhoods. Without television, internet, or constant notifications, people step outside more often. Neighbors who rarely speak begin talking to each other about what is happening. Children play outside because there are no electronic distractions. For a brief moment, the streets feel quieter, slower, almost unfamiliar compared to the constant activity of modern life. But as the afternoon continues, deeper concerns appear. Refrigerated food begins warming. Businesses lose money with every passing hour. Factories stop production completely. Deliveries cannot be scheduled because logistics systems are offline. Experts appear on radio broadcasts explaining how deeply electricity is connected to every part of the economy. Even systems people rarely notice, such as water pumps and communication networks, depend heavily on power to function properly. As evening approaches, the absence of electricity becomes more uncomfortable. Homes grow darker as the sun begins to set. Without streetlights, entire neighborhoods fall into shadow. People light candles or use flashlights to move around safely. Some families gather together in quiet rooms, talking more than they normally would because there are no screens to distract them. The world suddenly feels slower and more uncertain. Emergency crews work continuously to identify the cause of the blackout, but restoring electricity to millions of people is not simple. As the hours pass, people begin asking questions they rarely consider during normal life. How much of daily comfort depends entirely on a hidden network of power lines and generators? How long could society truly function if electricity disappeared for more than a single day? Finally, sometime during the night, lights flicker back on. One by one, homes, streets, and businesses return to life. Phones begin buzzing with delayed notifications. Appliances restart. The familiar hum of electricity returns to the background of everyday life. By the next morning, everything appears normal again. Yet many people feel a new awareness they did not have before. For a brief moment, the world experienced what life might look like without one of its most essential systems. Electricity had always seemed invisible and automatic, but the blackout revealed just how fragile modern convenience can be. The question that remains is not whether society could survive one day without electricity, because clearly it can. The deeper question is, what might happen if the lights stayed off longer than anyone expected?